Bernie Madoff, the greatest financial scam in history, a story of ambition, trust, and consequences. In the world of finance, trust is everything. But what happens when that trust is broken by a man who seems to have it all? Bernie Madoff, a name now synonymous with the largest financial scam in history, spent decades weaving a web of lies, deceit, and false promises. But behind the image of a Wall Street giant, a dark truth waited to be exposed. Today, we will journey through the rise and fall of Bernie Madoff, a man who not only swindled billions of dollars, but also destroyed lives and collapsed an entire system. This is the true story of one of the boldest financial scams ever to occur. Born in 1938 in Queens, New York, Bernie Madoff came from a working-class Jewish family and rose to become one of the most influential figures in finance. With a political science degree, he founded Bernard L. Madoff Securities in 1960 and quickly established a reputation on Wall Street. He was not just a regular stockbroker. Madoff was an innovator, a pioneer, many would say. He was one of the first to use computers for trading, and by the 1980s, his firm became the largest market maker on Wall Street. He was trusted not only by ordinary investors, but even the SEC, Securities and Exchange Commission, had a high regard for him. But behind that glowing reputation, something was wrong. Madoff's success story wasn't just about his brilliance. There was something darker at play. He hid a secret that no one, not even his closest associates, could have imagined. In the 1990s, a few investors started noticing irregularities in Madoff's returns. Promises of steady, risk-free profits no longer made sense. But for decades, they remained silent. Who would dare question Madoff? For Madoff, the secret was simple. He wasn't investing any money at all. He was running a massive Ponzi scheme. This meant that Bernie used money from new investors to pay off the earlier ones. There were no actual investments, just a cycle of lies. As time passed, Madoff expanded his operations. The world watched as the money poured in. Investors, including the elite, trusted him. Celebrities, politicians, and major banks were all involved. But the reality was that Madoff was hiding a ticking time bomb. In December 2008, the financial world teetered on the brink of collapse. The global financial crisis was at its peak, and everyone was scrambling to protect their assets. But amidst the chaos, Bernie Madoff's scam was finally exposed. It all began with a phone call from an investor asking to withdraw funds, then another call, and another. Eventually, Madoff couldn't keep up the scam. As the bubbles burst, Bernie could no longer hide the truth. He had swindled nearly $17 billion, but experts believe the real figure was much higher, with total losses reaching around $65 billion. Madoff's Ponzi scheme wasn't just about money. It was the destruction of trust. Trust in the financial system, trust in people. Bernie violated a basic principle of investing. Only invest in what you understand, and only trust what actually exists. For thousands of victims, it wasn't just money. Some lost their entire life savings, others lost homes and jobs. Charities were wiped out, and the waves of destruction spread across families, communities, and nations. But the greatest loss wasn't financial. It was trust. Trust in organizations, in government, and in people. For many, the damage was irreparable, and Bernie Madoff, once the king of Wall Street, is now a symbol of deceit and fraud. Bernie Madoff's story is a cautionary tale. It's a story about greed and the extremes some will go to for power and wealth. But it's also a story about trust, and how easily that trust can be shattered. So the next time you make a financial decision, remember, do your research, understand where you're investing, and never trust blindly. Bernie Madoff's story may be over, but its legacy endures. Let his downfall be a reminder to us all. Never trade ethics for easy wealth. Trust must always be earned, not fabricated. If you've learned something from this story, share it. Help others understand the importance of financial literacy. And remember, always be cautious, always do your homework, and never let greed cloud your judgment. Like, subscribe, and share this video to spread the important lesson about finance and trust. Stay safe and wise in all your decisions.